National Honey Show, and this is our sales desk. We have honey for sale here, and some of it is from our gift classes where people not only enter their superb honey, but they offer it to the National Honey Show for sale to help the funds for the show. So we've got exceptional and lots of different varieties that you can come and buy here from people who have not only taken the trouble to keep their bees and keep them superbly, but taken the trouble on the presentation, for striving for excellence and submitting them into the classes for the show. Now we have with us Enid, who is one of the judges. She's not only one of the judges, but she's the judges referee, so she's in charge of judging. And we're going to walk through and we're going to have a chat about some of the exhibits here on show. I'll follow your lead. Which ones do you want to go to first? So Enid, where are we starting?
Well, this is one of the members' classes, class 30, and it's soft set honey. It's quite a challenge for exhibitors to get their honey just right. We're looking for a smooth, matte dry surface and obviously no movement whatsoever in the honey. It does say soft set, so it must be set. So we'll move down onto, which is slightly different. It may appear similar, but this is
here, right here, class 31.
Honey, which has been stirred. The stirring caused it to soften slightly. Shouldn't have been stirred, and it is a firmer honey. Also, we're looking for a matte, smooth, matte, dry surface. Now we move down to the liquid honeys, and we have light, we have medium here, and then we have dark. And we use the BD grading glasses to determine the different categories that the honey goes into. Exhibitors should be aware of using them prior to actually entering the show, particularly a big show like this.
So how does that work? Do you hold your jar of honey up to the light together with the particular grade of glass and see if you think it looks the same?
For the light honeys, you hold the jar against a white background, hold the light coloured grading glass next to it, and if it's lighter than the glass, then it goes into the light honey, or if darker, into the medium. And then for the dark honeys, there is a dark glass, so if it's lighter than if the honey is lighter than the glass, then it would be dropped down into the medium.
Do you often have to change the category?
No, in a very small shows, you can often move the exhibit from one category to another, but in a show of this standard, they should already be aware of what categories they're entering. So we're coming now to honey labelled as for sale. So it's very important that the sales regulations are complied with, as well as the honey being well presented. It's good to see a lot of entries in this class, very encouraging. 147 is a junior class, and it's 2 jars of clear, naturally crystallised or soft set. So it's quite hard for the judge, actually, in this case, to determine which is the best when you're comparing a run honey against a set honey. And we also ask, in this particular class, we ask the judge to leave some comments. So we're obviously wanting to encourage the youngsters to enter the showing and get the showing experience. The jar that's the 2 exhibits that have come first in this class is an 11-year-old boy who is very keen, and it's great to see that. We even have here some limericks, and that could be quite entertaining. This class is actually judged prior to the show because it gives the judge time to look at them all, study them, and decide on a first, second, and third. But very good comments back in relation to these limericks.
So there's actually quite a few entries here, and they seem to have been quite entertainingly illustrated as well, although that's an addition that's not actually required as part of the entry. It's the limerick itself which is judged.
It is, yes, and really some of them are brilliant. Yeah.
You need to visit the show to be able to read through these because they're not online afterwards.
Heather honey this is ling heather, and that's a real bonus to be able to get ling heather honey. It's considered some of the best honey you can get if you like a sort of stronger flavoured honey, but it's rather good. It has a thixotropic nature, so although it's liquid, it's actually got this jelly consistency. Very different to all the other honeys.
So it has a different consistency when you stir it, doesn't it?
Completely different, yes. And a good exhibit of ling heather honey is when you open the lid, the aroma just fills the room, and it's rather nice.
And these dark honeys, what produces dark honey?
Some of them will be bell heather. Some of the trees are beans. There's a few things also, honeydew, can produce the very dark honey.
So moving down here, what have we got next?
This is 2 jars of medium honey. Very big class always. The medium and the light classes we always get a lot of entries in these. Usually about over 70 exhibits. So
this class takes a while to judge.
It does. I allocate 2 judges to this class, and they so they divide the exhibits up between them. Basically, you're looking to see what ones you can eliminate to sort of whittle the numbers down. If the jars are not matching, which it should be, if there's lids are badly marked, dented, and just wee things like that. If it passes that test, the judge looks at it with a torch to see if there's any wee specks or anything inside. If it's nice and clear, no signs of incipient granulation, and then that exhibit will come forward for the checking for aroma and taste.
So let's just now move down to this interesting class that we introduced last year. We introduced some new classes in the centenary, and some of them were so popular that interesting because it was requested, wasn't it? And it had been spotted somewhere else and thought that this would be fun.
It's amazing what could be done with this class. This is 2 jars of nuts and or fruit preserved in honey, and how they get the opportunity, well, how they're able to prepare it like that. I mean, the decoration is just amazing, the way they've got all the nuts carefully round outside of the jar.
Look at that one in it, just a star shape of nuts. That's just incredible. So, how on earth do you judge something like that?
How well it's been prepared. For example, obviously the way they've got it beautifully layered here, or the way the nuts are round about, plus also the quality of the honey and everything inside.
So to wrap up, let's just move past our spectacular displays of pyramids. So we'll just capture those 2 on camera. Can you imagine the work that goes into these?
These are amazing. And it's really the person, those exhibiting in this class, it's dedication to be able to produce so many exhibits that are absolutely perfect. I mean, the wax is beautiful, pale wax,
The detail.
honey, and the detail that goes into it. Yeah.
And the next one as well.
And there's often a theme to these exhibits, and this is celebrating the 150 years of the British Beekeepers Association. And again, it's just the presentation, the appeal, the quality of the exhibits, the standard of the wax exhibits as well. It's
Just look at those cupcakes.
Are just absolute pure beeswax.
Look at the crinkle cupcake cases.
Yeah, that is dedication.
Do you think they'd notice? Do you think they'd notice if we ate one each?
I don't fancy eating them, knowing that they're pure beeswax, but they do look very tempting.
That's only because you know. Look at
That's right. No, they do look real, and yeah, the butterfly cakes are lovely.
So let's just finish up with a quick look at these 24 jars.
This is another class which involves time and patience. You can have more than one type of honey in this class, but it's actually harder to produce 24 absolutely perfect jars rather than, say, 6 of each. And so that you tend to give priority to the 24 identical jars, because I say that's a lot harder to do.
I love this class, and I love looking at it here at Sandown Park when we haven't got it this afternoon, but when the sun comes through the window and it's just like pure gold. It's a wonderful place to be able to show off all our honey and look at the number of exhibits in this class, the number of people that have gone to all this trouble. It is just amazing. And I've no idea how you could possibly not just get all of the first prize for trying, let alone quality and excellence.
It's a hard class to judge, and I have, when I was judging here before I became judge's referee, I have judged this class a few times, and it's quite time consuming because you do have to look at every exhibit. There could be one with a hair in it or something, and that just eliminates them all. So that's perfection for you. And if you get an award in this class, then it's a real congratulations to the exhibitors.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Enid. That's a fascinating talk through. And I'm sure we'll be doing some more of this, talking through all the exhibits and what you're looking for at future shows. Thank
Good.
you.